All right, I'm a little early, huh? We have our first customer today. Hi, Belle. You're mute.
Hi. Good morning. Oh,
Good morning. I'm Bob.
I'm Belle. Nice to meet you.
All right. You ready for accounting 230, huh?
I am.
Did you take 110?
I did not. I'm coming from UCSB, and so I'm taking this class to fulfill 3A and 3B.
Oh, you're a student at UCSB? Did you say?
So this is my first accounting class ever. But
Okay. Yeah. The thing, just that 110 just gives you the knowledge about the debits and credits, and that's what you have to fight a little bit, in the first few weeks. But many students take 230 without 110 and they flourish.
awesome.
And I would
Hopefully
think
I'm one of those.
Where's the rest of the class, Bill?
I don't know.
I don't think we could draw too good a crowd.
Yeah. It's early. It's summer. I don't know.
Let me turn this over. We have a large class. I mean, it's in numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Lizzie's joining us. We'll say good morning to her. And hi, Lizzie. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Do you want to show your face to us, Lizzie? Or are you hiding?
My camera doesn't work.
Okay.
I'm not on a computer.
Oh, hi, Rachel. How you doing? Rachel is muted.
Hi.
Hey, welcome back, huh? You just coming fresh off 110, huh?
Yeah,
Excellent. You got a solid A in that class, right?
I think so.
Okay, I think so too. Normally I don't tell other students what the grades are, but if it's an A, we're okay. All right. Hi, Varnell. Welcome aboard here. And Varnell is muted. Hey, Varnell, how you doing? Good to see you.
Good morning. How you doing?
There we go. Rachel. Jay Hall. There's Jay Hall. How we doing, Jay? And is that Natsa? Is that how you say that?
Yes, that's how you say it.
Okay. All right. Is that Justin I see up there?
That it is.
Hey, did you play? Did you have any games this week?
I did. I played yesterday.
How'd you do?
Good. We won.
Did you pitch or are you still pitching?
Yeah, I pitched the last 8th and 9th inning.
There you go. The closer, huh?
Okay.
Well, I'm waiting for my boss to get here. We're going to have a brief introduction, and then I'm going to go through chapter 1, which is not too much, but it'll get us off to a little bit of a head start. This is going to be a tough nut of a class in terms of the truncated time we have to learn everything. And I see my boss is coming aboard here. Hello, Cornelia. Straight from Germany, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Cornelia Alsheimer.
Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm so happy everybody is here. That's great to see you, or at least to see your names. Don't be shy. We're always happy to see people like, oh yeah, switching their cameras on. I love it. So again, welcome. It's great to have you all, like some of you back in another accounting class, some of you new in an accounting class. My name is Cornelia Alsheimer. Bob and I are co-teaching this class together. Bob will actually the person who you see more, probably more often than me, because he will be on Zoom every, what did we say, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. The Zoom meetings are optional, so I'm very happy that you guys are all here. What's going to happen is that they will be recorded. And if all else fails, so if something goes wrong with the recording, we always have like maybe a backup recording from a previous semester that we will post. So if you are missing a Zoom meeting, don't even worry, you can watch it on your own for sure. In the Zoom meeting, if you're live, then you can ask questions and can work with Bob on specific sections that you might have additional interest in. So yeah, I thought today we start with a short intro. I will talk a little bit about me. Bob will talk a little bit about him, and then we would like to hear whatever you would like to share about you, why you are attending this class, or maybe somebody else is in Germany. I just emailed this morning with somebody who is in Italy in this class and joining from Pisa and Genoa, which is exciting. If you have specific questions for this class, that is a good place today to ask this morning. Unless it's a very personal question, then you can always like ask after class in private to Bob or me. I also have posted my cell phone number onto the syllabus. So if there is in urgent questions, please always feel free to use this cell phone number. Again, if you could remember that I'm in Germany and I'm nine hours ahead of you, appreciate it. But I mean, that should not be your responsibility. Please reserve cell phone use. I think Bob, I put yours on there as well.
Yeah, please.
Please reserve it for urgent matters. Otherwise, we rather use email. So that's the first part of the session this morning. Then I would like to walk with you through the Canvas shell so that everybody has a good orientation on where our material is sitting. And also make sure that everyone can log into our textbook companion, and that is Wiley Plus. And also I'd be happy to answer any questions surrounding the textbook. And then third part is that Bob is going to dive right into the first chapter of our textbook and starts with his chapter 1 lecture today. Okay. All right, so let's get started. So my name is Cornelia Alzheimer. I was born and raised in Germany. That's why I still have somewhat of a German accent, even though I'm working really hard, and it has gotten a bit better over the years. I am the department co-chair of the accounting and finance department. We just merged a year ago. We merged accounting and finance into one big department, accounting and finance. The other co-chair is Laura Voyage. Bob is one of the part-time instructors in our department. He is also the department tutor at the moment. Heads up, we are looking for other tutors. It was really hard to recruit tutors during the pandemic. So Bob was there, loyal and doing double duty. But if any one of you is interested in after this class, or maybe after this and then the next Accounting 240 class, that would be actually ideal if you have both of our core classes under your belt, and then tutor for us, we would be very, very appreciative. We are really looking for student tutors because people really, we had the impression that that gives a really good atmosphere if we have peer-to-peer tutoring. So yeah, when I'm not in Germany visiting family, then I live in Santa Barbara, actually very close to the college, only 500 yards from it. And yeah, I have 4 children. Oh, fun fact, my youngest is 8 and my oldest is 28. Another fun fact is that last year, I haven't practiced it yet, but I have passed the AWSO intermediate referee certificate. But again, we didn't have games since I passed, but yeah. So that's the fun facts about me. I love accounting. I'm very excited about accounting. Yeah. And if you have any questions, you can ask me later. And now it's Bob's time.
Hi, the name is Bob Smagula. Cornelius heard me talk about this before. I'm from back east, New Jersey. Grew up in central New Jersey. If any of you ever seen some of those silly shows on television, like the Jersey Shore or the Housewives of New Jersey, or the guy with the bakery, and I think it's Hoboken, the cake boss, you get the impression that New Jersey's a bunch of dumbbells back there. And I can't say otherwise. But I've been at the school for quite a while. I look forward to getting us through this truncated schedule And just like Cornelia said, you can always call my cell phone. My personal email address will probably get a better response than the one on Canvas here, the one from the school. And also, as a few you already know, I'm the sports expert. So any sports questions I can handle for you. So it's just accounting and sports, and that's about all I know. Okay. Look forward to meeting with you all.
Great, thank you. So how about we just move along the way your little tiles show up on my screen. Varnell, you would be the next one. Did I pronounce your name right, Varnell?
Yes, that's how you pronounce my name. Good morning. How you doing?
We're good. How are you?
I'm okay.
You want to share a little bit about you?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much already wrote it in the discussion post, but I grew up in Compton, California, born and raised, but I live in Irvine, California now. So that's where I'm attending school from. This actually will be my summer. Well, summer one was actually my first time attending online school. So I'm still kind of new. I've got a better understanding of navigating Canvas now, but the first summer session, it was tough, but I got through it. So I mean, fun fact, I love to laugh, smile, have a good time.
Excellent.
Like you said, a big sports guy. I'm a huge Clipper fan.
Clippers, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we need to get Kawhi back, but that's for another conversation.
Right, exactly. He's stealing money right now, but yeah, that's another conversation. But I took an accounting class because I'm a musician and a content creator. So I just want to learn how to manage my own financial portfolio, basically based off, my business. So that's why I actually decided to take an accounting class. I figured if I can learn how to do my own books and my own payroll, then I'll save money and won't need to hire a person to do that for me.
Excellent.
Great, excellent. Varnell, I just to keep it in the back of your mind, another skill or another class, which we also, by the way, offer as a non-credit class, so it's totally free and you don't even need a book. For your purposes, would be taking a QuickBooks class. Okay. Just to have the accounting computer skills to then with a more theoretical knowledge or like conceptual knowledge you get here to actually like put that stuff into the accounting software. So just saying, and we have non-credit classes for that, and they are totally free. Everything is free, not even a book, and you don't have to worry too much about grades because non-credit.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much.
So, all right, thank you, Justin. You would be next.
Hi, my name is Justin. I live here in Santa Barbara. Work for a CPA firm as we speak in the admin department. So slowly learning the accounting roles and different county positions to hopefully advance my skill set in bookkeeping or staff accountant and CPA. This is my second class here at Santa Barbara City. I have a degree in kinesiology, sports medicine from 20 years ago. So now switching my process of what I want to do to accounting and just trying to advance my skill set.
Great. Thank you so much, Justin. And where's that background behind you?
That would be Bora Bora.
Wow. But that's not where you are right now, right?
Yeah, it is actually.
I wish.
I wish. All right. Belle, you would be next.
Hi, I'm Belle. I'm a sophomore at UCSB, and my plan right now is to double major in econ and accounting, and then also psychology. Wow. So I'm hoping to take this class so I can fulfill some of the credits there. But this is my first accounting class ever, so I'm looking forward to it.
You know what we say about UCSB at our college, Belle? It's a good backup school if you can't get into city college. Anyway.
All right. Well, you definitely get 5 credits for this class for your plan. So you're spot on. Great. Thank you, Belle. And then Lizzie, you would be next.
Hi, I'm also starting UCSB and I'm an econ major. So I'm just taking a class because I'm not doing econ and accounting, but my counselor said it would be a good background to start my econ 10A classes. So I'm just trying to get ahead.
Lizzie,
I like
sorry.
what your counselor said. Go ahead, Bob.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Lizzie. Did you take 110? I think you just did, right?
I did, yeah. I took it, I think semester 1 or semester 2, maybe. I can't remember.
Okay.
Great. Rachel, you would be next.
Rachel is muted.
Muted, and I don't have a video going. Okay, sorry. I have my kids in the back. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we were in the car for a little bit. I am trying to get an accounting level 4 bookkeeper certificate. And so I am, this is my second session. I did summer 1 and took your accounting course, and then took an intro to computer class, which was not difficult, but it was tedious. And so then this is my second session, and I have this class and the business 101 class. So I'm hoping to actually get everything done by the fall. My partner has a family-run business, and his mom is the bookkeeper, and his sister and I will be taking over that position for her eventually. So that's my goal, to learn, to get some knowledge.
Great, Rachel. And who is the helper you have in the back there?
So I have a 7-year-old daughter named Presley, and then a 5-year-old son named Lucas.
Great. Okay, it's fun to meet them. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Great. Natsa, you would be next.
Yes, hello, my name's Natsa. I live in Danville, California. It's like in the Bay Area, kind of just outside of San Francisco. I go to Monte Vista High School. I'm going in my senior year. My parents are both accountants, so they were like, if you take an accounting class, like we can help you out. And I was like, okay, like just kind of looking for like high school credit and like college credits. So yeah.
They're looking for child labor, in other words.
Yeah, they are. My mom runs her own like CPA company. So yeah.
Well, I totally feel with this. Like my parents both were accounting teachers. So
Yeah.
So I know it's so they spread the excitement, right? It's yeah. I mean, accounting is exciting, and I hope you will all agree. Everybody will agree on the last day of class. All right, Emily, you would be next. Thank you, Datsa.
Hello. So I'm Zooming from Whittier, California, just outside of LA. This is actually my first accounting class. I'm taking it for actually a marketing minor at my school, San Diego. And so yeah, I'm just kind of interested to seeing how that goes, and kind of like the first dip into accounting, because I know my dad does his own accounting for his car insurance, but I've never really had experience with it myself. Yeah.
You're from Whittier?
Yes.
What president was born in Whittier?
Was it Nixon?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, Emily, you scored. Great. See, I couldn't have answered this question. Good for you. Great. So we have Hope. Thank you so much, Emily. Hope Corrales.
Hi. So I live in Long Beach, California, which is in like LA County. I'm a UCSB student going into my second year. So I took a couple econ classes. I took 34A. So yeah, my major is basically econ and accounting. and just want to get a head start before I can take 10A and the stats class before my second year. Yeah, the reason I'm taking econ accounting is to be in like the realm of learning financial literacy and hopefully getting a stable job in the future in accounting. So yeah.
Job wise, very wise decision. I think that the job market for accountants is very strong.
Yeah.
And just, you know, for everyone, once in a while, we are getting in the department, we are getting job offers for a lot of times it's part-time jobs because they, but some full-time jobs also, but I know you guys are all students and you want to finish your degrees. So I think a part-time job in accounting is would be a great thing. So we usually like forward this to students, and because the employers know who our students are, feel always free to throw your hat in and apply. The worst thing you can get is a no. If they look for more experience, that's probably that's a probability. But anyway, I would always try. I would always try. So whenever you get an email from Bob or me or our other accounting teachers, like sharing job opportunities with you, if this is something that could interest you, I always recommend to apply, rather apply than not apply. If you don't apply, you will never get the job. We also sometimes have internships. They're a little bit harder to get, but again, be on the watch out. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Hope. Judith.
Hello, my name is Judith. I'm from Martinique, is a Caribbean island in the Caribbean Sea. I'm taking this class because there is a requirement to get my associate degree in business administration, and I'm looking forward to transfer soon to get a bachelor degree in digital marketing.
All right.
Great. That sounds exciting. Thank you. Gisela.
Good morning. My name is Gisela, or Gigi for short. No worries. I was born and raised here in Santa Barbara. I actually already graduated with the BA in Economics and Business from Westmont College. But I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I graduated a semester early a year ago, a year and a half ago, actually. And I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. So I am deciding to get into accounting and hopefully take the CPA exam soon.
Okay, great. Thank you, Gisela.
Thank you.
And then we have J Hall. I'm not sure what J stands for, but I bet we are learning this right now.
Hi, it actually stands for John. I probably should put my full name in there. I actually am recently early retired. I worked for the same company for over 35 years and decided I was done commuting back and forth between the Valley and Santa Barbara. So I'm just taking this class to expand my skill sets, and living up here, I've been, one of my fun facts is I'm learning to make wine, and I figure I'm in the wine country, so I might as well live like the locals, and I figured it wouldn't be bad to have some additional business skills within my my portfolio. So I'm just taking it for continued learning.
That's great. You're retired, you said?
Yes,
Looks like he's about 30 years old, Cornelia.
Yeah, I know. This is all right. So hold on. So thank you so much. Is there anyone we have not talked to, or we have not given a chance to talk? Everybody? Great. So then let's see if Bob can give me some privileges and lets me share my screen. How are we doing, Bob?
Okay, you should be able to get in now.
Okay, perfect. Great. So, all right. So this is what you should see when you get to your Canvas shell. Yeah, well, for sure, I have more courses. I teach, we still have the summer 1 courses on there. But the one course you want to look at is, and I'm not sure if my picture comes through to your Canvas shell, it should say Accounting to 30 82078. That's us, right? And if you want to know how to put such a cool picture on your Canvas tile, I'd be happy to share with you. Once you click on the 82078, this is what you get. You get our homepage. I heard that depending on browser, not all of these cool pictures, specifically the one of Bob and myself, is coming through. But here are, we tried our very best to do post photos on our shell. So again, for anyone who is fairly new to Canvas, I know we all have, like probably most people have done some kind of online classes, but some schools have different learning management systems. So our school, SBCC, is using Canvas as their learning management system. And this is what you see at the moment is our Canvas course homepage. And then on the left-hand side, you have a number of important links. So for sure, the homepage, the home link is getting us to that homepage. Then the syllabus link is getting you to the syllabus. The syllabus page has 2 interesting parts. Number 1, there's these documents. There's the document linked here. It's a Word file. I also emailed it to you in one of your initial emails. By the way, all emails that we are sending are usually coming to 2 places. They're coming into your Canvas inbox, we'll show you in a little bit, and they will also come into your pipeline email account. I believe you have the opportunity to route your pipeline email account into a personal email account, whatever you're using, Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, whatsoever. But again, if you have not received at least 2 or 3 emails from me, please go and check your pipeline account. There's also other emails coming from like the college president or from the Associated Student Government, or, you know, there's in addition to this class, there's other emails landing in your pipeline account which have to do with SBCC. So please make sure that you check this email account on a regular basis. So then we have, so here in the syllabus schedule, you have the graded assignments listed by date, right? And as you can see, today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday. By tomorrow, we are hoping that you can do, always by midnight, the syllabus quiz and the welcome discussion forum. Then on Thursday, that's when the first textbook material is due. Then on Saturday, we would already be in the 2nd chapter. We only have 6 weeks. We have to be fast, right? And then on Sunday, so we usually have stuff due on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then on Sunday, that's like kind of like the, what do you say, the cherry on top. It's a discussion forum. And then I usually post on Sundays, I'm offering an extra credit assignment. And I would totally recommend that you don't think about these extra credit assignments like 2 days before the class ends, but do them on the go, right? You can still get partial credit for everything. You get 80% for everything if it's late. You get 100% if you do it on time, but you get 80% if it's late. But I would always try to make sure to get the 100%, right? But again, if you miss a due date because whatever, you went to a wedding, or and again, if there's an emergency, like if you are in a real accident or emergency situation, you're sick, then we can for sure discuss about special arrangements, right? I mean, I'm not asking you to to do your homework when you are sitting in the ER, right? With either you being sick or maybe a family member, but in general, also our late policy is that Bob and I are hoping you do the work when it's due, but the main thing is for us that you do it. So rather than you say, oh, now I'm a day late, I'm only getting a little credit. We give you 80%, no matter when you do it, but please do it. Accounting is learned by doing the work, right? And everybody who has taken other accounting classes knows that it comes from practice, 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 and practice. So that's basically the days you have to remember: Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and then the cherry day is Sundays, right? And again, the lectures are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and there's also tutoring on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays at 5 p.m. And there's direct links, again, on the left-hand side of your Canvas shell. The modules link is also an important link, and I want you to check it out. The modules link has more stuff, right? The syllabus link only has links. The syllabus page only has links to the stuff which gives you points, but there's more, right? We have videos, we have tutorials, we have the Start Here page. Every module, every chapter has a Start Here page. It's pretty much a little summary of what's going to happen. What are we going to learn in this module? When are the things due? What do you have to do? And so this is always the same. So you have, I organized the module in, first of all, the general stuff, the ungraded stuff, then the graded assignments, and then on the bottom, then there is the Sunday stuff, if there is Sunday stuff applicable for that chapter. And then there's more resources. Resources are usually the e-textbook, the PowerPoint slides, and at the latest, the day after the Zoom meeting, there will be the recording with Bob, so that you can watch it. And basically you are walking through every chapter. This is chapter 3. Again, the introductory stuff at the beginning, the video from the publisher, the Start Here page, the video from the publisher, the tutorial, then comes the graded assignments, and on the bottom, the resource links. Every chapter is set up the very same way. So I both pages, the syllabus page, important if you want to have a quick view, what do I have to have done what day? The modules page to have the layout of all the material that is important to go through for every single chapter. I really would like you to kind of like the lineup is intentional. Go start from the top where it says Start Here. This is also what I'm recommending. So we talked really quick about tutoring. These are Bob's tutor hours, right? And by the way, if there is an exam coming up and you guys feel that, oh my goodness, we should like meet with Bob for an additional session before the exam, feel free to reach out to Bob. He's usually very flexible. He's usually retired, right? And he didn't say anything about having small children, right? Rachel, you and I with an 8-year-old who's keeping me busy. But so he has time, and he will make, he's really nice, as everybody can vouch for who has already taken a class with us. And he will make himself available. And just let's set it up to ahead of time, like maybe a day or two, and then we will send out an email to every class member so that everybody has the opportunity to join. So it will not be a private session with Bob, but it will. But if you want to have an extra one, an extra class meeting, or Zoom meeting or tutor meeting, we can always arrange for that. There's also NetTutor. NetTutor, I'm going to click on it, is a tutoring service. It's also live. What's happening? Oh, there we go. There we are. And it's also live for people who can't make those on a regular basis those times we can offer. And at the moment, they are never there in the mornings. Forget about that. They are, but they are there usually late. They start at 2 p.m. and they're going until 9 p.m. Right? So, and it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So that's, you will not see the person, but you will be able to chat with the person. And you can submit assignments. So it's a very good tool too. I mean, Bob's better, but I'm also a little bit like prejudiced on that. So people, this is, you can get into connection with the people who are in our class. I'm not going to click on it because in my people link, there's more information that I'm allowed to share. And there's also a grades link, which is important for you. And again, when you click it, you see your grades. But if I clicked it now, everybody would see everybody's grades, right? So for sure, none of us has submitted anything bigger now at this point, but just saying for privacy reasons, I can't share it. Then the announcement page. The announcement page is also, you see more announcements on my page because I have like pre-written a few already so that they're going out on time to remind you of assignments. But these announcements are not only showing up on the announcement page, they also are shooting out as an email to your pipeline email inbox. So again, another reason why you need to check your pipeline email inbox on a fairly regular basis. So I'm going back to the modules page because now I would like to start talking about Wiley. Before I do this, is there anybody here in class who has a question just about Canvas? Do you all know how to raise your hand or just speak up in the Zoom meeting? I mean, we are a small group. I don't think that we need hand raising. No? Okay, so Wiley. Wiley is our textbook publisher. And the textbook comes in two versions, an ebook or a hard copy book. The cheapest option is the ebook. It is $60 and it's a combination of the ebook plus our what we call textbook companion. And the textbook companion, that is a number of assignments that you are not doing directly on Canvas, but you are secretly, it's not really visible, but you're secretly rerouted onto Wiley's website and you're doing in Wiley, and then Wiley feeds me your grades back. And so example, Chapter 1 summary, that is an assignment. It's a true Canvas assignment. If you click it, you will be linked to that summary assignment. By the way, chapter summaries are, you go to the ebook on Wiley or into your hard copy book if you bought it on in our campus bookstore. And then you read the chapter and you summarize it by hand on 3 to 4 pages by hand. It's not busy work. I would like to point that out. And once you have, I know not many instructors do that, but I have mostly gotten positive feedback from students who really appreciate that this assignment is forcing you to kind of like read the concepts that are new to you in that chapter and then expressing them in your own words. I usually recommend to kind of like break it out into paragraphs, use bullet points. You even can, if you are an artsy person, do little flow charts, tables, whatever you like. It should be a tool for you, and maybe even a reference tool when it comes to exam time, so that you can go back and review, have a quick review over that chapter. So the more work you put into this, you don't do it for me, you don't do it for Bob, you do it for yourself. So this is a very valuable homework assignment where I really encourage you to put a lot of work in. This is one on Canvas. Then the other ones are mostly on Wiley. That means if we are clicking on one of these assignment links, like here I have homework chapter 1, you will see the following. It will take a little bit depending on how fast your internet is. You will always see this little picture, and sometimes it depends on how it shows up on your screen. You have to scroll down where you see that open link, and then you click open, and I am already registered. So I would actually encourage everyone now here in class to click on this link and see if it takes you to the Wiley registration page. I'll be right back. Give me just a second while you are trying that. How are we doing? So is anybody now, or has, when you already checked it out earlier before this class, has anyone an issue getting to the Wiley website? Wiley gives you a, I believe 2 weeks, might be a little bit shorter in the summer, 2 weeks free courtesy access. And important also is, what's our discount word? I almost forgot. Who remembers it? Come on, 2 points extra credit. SBCC1.
SBCC1. Oh.
Great. Great, Justin. All right, SBCC1 in all caps, SBCC and then the number 1. Okay, when you got that into the if you put this into the promo code field, then it gives you our special price of, it should be somewhere about $60 for the e-textbook and the Wiley access. If you are a hard copy person, again, there's several options. You can either go to the bookstore and buy the hard copy book. It is more expensive. I think it's closer to 100 or so. It comes in a shrink wrap package with an access code, which then pays for this, for the Wiley Plus access. Again, for today, nobody has to pay anything. Nobody has to put a coupon code or anything on access code in. Just click the 2-week free access or the 1 week for the summer free access, and you can get started with the course until you're 100% sure that you want to, that this compressed summer format is the right thing for you, because that is an important aspect of this class. And I want to be very, very clear about this. This is not financial accounting light. There is no such thing as financial accounting light. You get the same material and the same number of assignments that our full semester length courses get, just so that they have 16 weeks and you have 6 weeks. So, and I know life is, when you planned maybe like 3 weeks ago to take that class, and now life is different, right? Something, you got a new job, you got a promotion, or something else happens, and you think you in a week, or I think you have to drop in a few days. This is just too much. I can't handle that. I wait until the full semester comes along and kind of like take it a little bit on a less compressed and a less stressful schedule. That's totally okay. I just want to be very honest about that. And these numbers of hours that I put on the Canvas, on our Canvas homepage, I think I said something between 20 and 24 hours. This is not exaggerated. It is not exaggerated. So remember, this is a 5-unit class. Usually you would say you are 5 hours in the classroom, and then for every class hour in the classroom in a regular semester, you would add 1 hour homework and studying time. Again, for the 16-week semester. Now we only have 6 weeks. So please make sure that you set aside enough time. My suggestion is always do something every day. Every day, if you maybe like sit down every day, like 2 or 3 hours, don't wait until 6 p.m. on the day some stuff is due and then like work like crazy until midnight. I mean, some people work really well on that. I should shut up because I'm actually one of these 6 p.m. to 12 midnight people. Yeah, so just mentioning. Yes, so question, is there anyone here who has issues with registering for Wiley? Anyone who has a question about Canvas? Not at the moment.
I have a
Justin, yeah.
So I started off with the 14-day trial, but when I tried to apply the promo code, it said it was invalid and it wasn't working at the moment.
Wow. Okay, good. Thank you so much for letting me know, and I'm checking in with my rep right away. Okay. All right. Hey, this is good to know. Okay, Gisela, I'm after that right away. Justin, was that also your comment?
Yes, it was. I also had another comment about Hangout on Wednesday.
Oh, Hangout on Wednesday. Okay, let's talk about the Hangouts on Wednesday. We will have a Hangout on Wednesday. Go ahead, Justin, what's your question?
Well, I was just wondering if we were going to have one or not.
We will. Great, and thank you so much for reminding me, because there's, yeah, for sure, it's not a Zoom link, right? It's not a link on Canvas. So something we really would like to do is, and Justin did join us in the summer session 1. We want to offer an in-person opportunity for all our students to get together to actually like get to know each other, not on Zoom, but in real life. So what Bob and I, and once in a while we are inviting, or we have the opportunity to have other accounting teachers join us, we are offering a hangout on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. And there's free food, free snacks, great conversations, and we are meeting in front of the BC building, Business Communications building, that is the building with the clock tower in Santa Barbara. For sure, I'm sorry if you are not local, you cannot join, but that's just the way it is. But there's no points for this, no extra credit. It's just free food and company. And for those of you who are here, you are welcome to join us. You don't have to register. We will send reminder emails like on Tuesday night or on Wednesday morning saying, hey, by the way, Wednesday Hangout's coming up. And we're meeting outdoors. And because it's outdoors, there's no test requirement, no mask requirement, and no vaccination requirement. Just want to let you know. So there's no requirements, just we have a nice space outside where it's safe, COVID-wise. We feel that is a good opportunity for everyone. So thank you for reminding us. And sometimes we have a topic, like 2 weeks ago, we had Laura Woyat joining us, who was answering questions about the CPA exam and CMA exam, about the requirements you have for that. We might invite somebody from non-credit once in a while to share what non-credit options, because those are all free. Or we are trying to get somebody from maybe an employment agency. So we are trying to get some interesting speakers. Again, sorry for those who are not local. I mean, if you want to come visit Santa Barbara on Wednesday nights, if that's an option, but we're just trying to kind of like give you guys something. Everybody has been so isolated. So that's our attempt to get back to an in-person environment again. The other thing, what I also want to say in this, according to this topic of like getting together, is the Zoom tutoring meetings. If you don't have a specific question, come and join anyway. Bring your homework, sit in front of a computer, ask Bob some sports questions. By the way, he plays also the guitar. He has great videos. He's a fun person to be with. If you talk for a little bit, not about accounting, he gets paid anyway. So please join. It's always, and if you just decide you do your homework together while having the Zoom meeting on, in case you have a question, is always easier than doing it and fighting through all that all alone. We also encourage students getting together for study groups, but for sure that is something that would be up to you. Kind of like clicking on the people link and trying to kind of connect with others. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, I will try to get to my Wiley rep right away. And if I'm back in the, while you guys are still here in the lecture, I will Zoom back in. And if not, expect an email from me on that SBCC1 promo code. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
so if there aren't any other questions, I leave you guys with Bob in his capable hands, and you guys will all have fun with chapter 1. Don't be too harsh on chapter 1. It's an introductory chapter. They are usually a little bit boring, but Bob will try to spice it up with some sports stories. I know it.
Yeah, thanks for warming up the audience.
All right, thanks
gonna be very
everyone.
boring.
Have a wonderful summer session. You have my phone number, you have my email address. Never hesitate to reach out. Okay, bye-bye.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
I see you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on here. All right, we'll go through this chapter fairly quickly. You know, we've already been here almost an hour. Chapter 1, like Cornelia said, is a brief introduction to some of the basics. Those of you who took 110, hopefully that this will not be a mystery to you and you can move along ahead with the class. Those of you who did not take 110 and you're starting now with 230, I urge you to be extra diligent in learning the debits and the credits. That's a crucial component of your understanding. Once you've got that under your belt, it makes things quite a lot easier, okay? So I'm going to try to share the screen in just a second here. And that's not what I wanted to see. Hold on. Share the screen. Okay, that should do it. Okay, can somebody verbally tell me they see the PowerPoints?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
All right, if you see them, everybody sees them, okay? So let me do this. Okay, we'll take us through our first chapter here. And here we go. Wiley always starts off with telling you what the learning objectives are going to be. So we're going to talk about different types of business organizations, types of business activity, and the 4 financial statements which you'll become an expert in shortly. Identify the forms of business organization. Sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation. You probably already know this if you've taken any kind of business class. A sole proprietorship, one person runs the business. It's the most prolific business paradigm in the country. There are more sole proprietorships than partnerships and corporations combined. Easy to start. You just need to pay maybe a fee to a city and you can open up a store. You make all the decisions and you have total control over your business. Partnerships, 2 people get together, 2 or more, you share control. You can run into some conflicts and there are tax advantages as there are with a sole proprietorship. And the corporation, that is owned by the public in the form of stock, easy to raise funds for a corporation, and no personal liability. No personal liability. Sole proprietorship, you invest $10,000 of your own money into a store, and the store goes bankrupt after a year, and now you owe $100,000. As a sole proprietor, you're on the hook for the entire $100,000. You can't say, well, I only invested 10. Nope, you have personal responsibility for that extra $90,000. So that's one of the risks of a sole proprietorship. And the same thing is true in a partnership. Partners are obligated to make up those deficits. And the tax advantage is you don't have the double taxation you have with a corporation. Where a corporation, if they go bad, if they go bankrupt, there's no personal liability. Questions asked by internal users. Just take a quick brief look at this. Finance, do you have enough cash to do what you want to do? We'd like to continue to pay dividends. Marketing, what price should we be charging for this? Is this the right product to push, or should we put our emphasis in advertising behind something else? Management, when Coke product, when is the Pepsi-Cola product line profitable? Should we eliminate things? And of course, human resources. Can we afford to pay people? Oh, pardon me. Questions asked by external users. Your financial statements are used by external people as well as internally with the company. The external people would be investors. Is General Electric earning satisfactory income? And I'm afraid to say no. General Electric is one of the more depressing flops in American business history. They're really in big peril of going out of business, what was once one of the largest companies in the world. But investors are not going to buy your stock or give you money for anything until they see the financial statements. Same thing with creditors. Creditors are lenders. No one's going to loan money to a company unless they think they can get repaid. And they're not going to know that until they look at some audited statements. And of course, investors like we were just talking about. Counting here, I'm going to skip through here. You're going to hear a little bit about ethics every class, okay? Ethics, doing things the right way. Say to yourself, what would be the outcome of this choice I'm going to make? Who would it hurt? And you want to make sure that whatever decision you make, you would not be hesitant to own up to and be able to defend. Congress passed the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, huh? Sarbanes-Oxley, Paul Sarbanes from Maryland, and James Oxley, Congressman, I believe, from Minnesota. This is a law that now puts more stringent penalties and requirements on corporations. Up until the Enron fiasco of 20 years ago, and I can talk about that all day, Enron was the largest bankruptcy in American business history. And it was due to false accounting data. They were sending out phony numbers. And sadly, under the then existing laws, you could not go after upper management and charge them with a crime. They were able to say, look, I'm not the accounting guy. That's so-and-so in the corner, the guy with the glasses. Go after him. Now, with Sarbanes-Oxley now, company presidents, CEOs, CFOs, treasurers, they have to sign off that they read the financial statements and they understand them. And there is some personal liability if there is some fraud involved. Sarbanes-Oxley, very, very important law that was passed about 20 years ago. Solving an ethical dilemma, use your personal ethics. You know, we want to do things the right way. Some businesses have written codes of ethics that can help. Identify the stakeholders in any business decision. Who's going to get hurt? Who's going to benefit? Ask the question, what are the responsibilities and obligations of these people? In other words, you think through every questionable financial transaction. Okay? Identify the alternatives. Again, we're thinking ethically. We don't want to hurt anybody. but we do want to put the proper information out there. Dewey in LaBeouf. Here's an example where I felt the pressure. Would you? Peer pressure. You hear about that in grammar school and high school. Well, it happens in all environments, huh? I was instructed by the CFO to create invoices, knowing they would not be sent to clients. When I created these invoices, I knew it was inappropriate. So what this company did was pretend that they had all these sales ready to go. And on that basis, they borrowed money and then were unable to pay it back. The person who did this at the behest of the boss just caved into peer pressure. And that peer pressure can be pretty tough, I think. I intentionally gave the auditors incorrect information. Small group of lower level employees carried out the instruction of the bosses. And eventually they got into big trouble. Users and uses of the financial information. Which of the following did not result from Sarbanes? It didn't do anything with the tax rates. But look at A, B, and C. Sarbanes-Oxley. Top management now certifies that they understand what's in the financial statements. And if there's any fraud at all, we can nail these people personally, which was not the case before Sarbanes-Oxley. And they gave the auditors more independence to do their job. Okay. Brief look at ethics. Types of activity, Types of activity. Financing, investing, and operating. And this is going to come into play later in the class when you're doing your cash flow statements. Financing, investing, operating. This is what businesses do. Financing is simply borrowing or issuing stock to the public, okay? Financing, one primary source of outside funds. You borrow money or you issue stock to the public. It is not part of the normal business operation, and hence we want to break out those cash flows separately. So financing equals borrowing, okay? Let's say it that way. Or you can issue stock, like I just said, common stock, and you may issue common stock with an implied decision to maybe pay dividends on that stock. You have financing. Now we're talking investing. Here, we're talking about big ticket items. A company goes out and they buy a fleet of big delivery trucks. Well, those trucks are going to be around for a long time, providing benefits to us. Same thing with that furniture and that building we bought. Those are investing activities. Again, they have nothing to do with the core purpose of the business. We want to isolate the investing activities. Operating. This is the one where we do want to see the positive cash flows. We want to generate our cash flow through revenues, through the sale of our product, through the turnover of our inventory, through the collection of accounts receivable. We want to show a positive cash flow on the operating, because this is the section of the business that is part of the core and would tell us if we are doing okay or not. Operating. You have operating expenses and you have operating liabilities of certain kinds, accounts payable, interest payable, etc. Operating. Classify each as an asset, liability, common stock, revenue. Well, cost of renting property, that would be an expense, huh? Truck purchase is an asset, note payable. Anytime you see the word payable, you know it's a liability. Ownership shares, common stock. You sell something, it's revenue. And if you are paying later for something you bought, it's a liability. In chapter 2, we're going to get into the accounting equation. Assets equals liabilities plus equity. We'll do a bunch of transactions and this will become much clearer. Okay, here's a fun part, huh? The 4 financial statements. These are the 4 statements that all auditors prepare, they must prepare them. They are the 4 financial statements that investors look at first when they're deciding about a company. The 4 financial statements: the income statement, retained earnings statement, balance sheet, and the statement of cash flows. And what you're going to learn is that they must be prepared in this order. You must do your income statement first to figure out the net income. And then that net income is going to come over to your equity section of the balance sheet, the capital, through an account called retained earnings. That new balance goes to the balance sheet, and now you can do your statement of cash flows. So here's a simple income statement. Take a quick look at it. We had sales. We had sales of $10,600 and various expenses totaling $77.40. Net income, $28.60. So that's a pretty good return, huh? 28.6%. That's all the income statement boils down to. Sales minus expenses equals net income. It'll get more complicated as we go along, as we layer in subtotals and things like non-current and current activity. The income statement, it represents revenues and expenses for a specific period of time. When revenues exceed the expenses, we made money. You don't have to take an accounting course to know that. When sales are higher than expenses, you made money, okay? And that's operational, that's operating. That's what we want to see. Well, remember we came up with the profit of $2,860 here on the income statement? That's the first of the 4 statements we need to prepare. The second one is your statement of capital, statement of equity. We were calling this in accounting 110. We're introducing a new account now called retained earnings. Retained earnings is part of your capital. And let me just take us through this briefly. Here is a new company, I guess. At the beginning of the month, they had no activity in retained earnings. They made net income of $2,860. So their capital has increased by $2,860. This company is worth more at the end of the month than it was at the beginning of months, to the tune of $2,860. Companies may decide to pay dividends, and any dividend automatically reduces the net worth of the company. Dividends are not an expense, but a reduction in your equity, okay? The retained earnings statement. Now that we know what the new retained earnings number is, we can now put it into the balance sheet. You see this here? Net income, $2,860. That goes over to the retained earnings statement. And this new balance of $2,360 will go into the balance sheet. And here it is right here, $2,360. The balance sheet. The balance sheet. The balance sheet is a presentation of the accounting equation, really. The equation is assets equals liabilities plus equity, okay? So this company has $21 million, we'll think big, huh? $21 million of assets. Much of it is cash and a few other things. They have debts though, they have liabilities of $9,550,000. You subtract that out and you come down to a net equity balance of $12,360. That is what this company is worth on paper, okay? That is what this company is worth on paper. If somebody comes to you and you tell them, look, I got 21, almost 22 million in assets, I'll sell you those assets for 15 million. Well, you'd be nuts to do that until you knew what the revenue, what the liabilities of the company are. Balance sheet, assets equals liabilities plus equity. The heading of a balance sheet must indicate the company, the statement, and the exact date. And I'm going to emphasize that as we go along here. The income statement and the retained earnings statement are more like a video. You're layering scene upon scene. At the beginning of the month, we had no sales. Day one, we had $100. Day two, another 100. Day three, 400, etc. So on the income statement and the statement of retained earnings, the heading must say something like, for the month of so-and-so, for the month ended. The balance sheet is a snapshot. It's a point in time. It's a finite point in time at the end of the month where you take a snapshot of how many assets you have sitting out there and the offsetting liabilities. And here you notice that they put October 31st, 2022. And you look back at the other two statements, it doesn't say a date, it says for the month ended. And that's quite important. One reason it's quite important is they love to put that on the test. They love to throw a couple of heading type questions on the test, okay? Statement of cash flows. Well, later in the course, we have a whole chapter just on preparing this statement. But let's just take a quick poor man's look at it to get you a little bit familiar. We are looking at the cash balance at the beginning of the month, which in this case was zero. It was a brand new company. Cash at the end of the period was 15,200. Okay, so their cash flow is a positive 15.2. But wouldn't you like to know what generated that? Let's take a look. 15,200, 5,700 was generated by operations. This is the good cash flow. 5,700. Looks like we paid back some debts, or I'm sorry, not paid that debt. We went out and we bought some equipment. So that's an investing negative cash flow. And then we had a positive cash flow because we issued stock, we issued bonds, we borrowed bonds, and we reduced our cash flow for some dividends that we paid. In other words, you're sitting with your boss at the end of the month, and he or she says, all right, what about the cash flow? We generated 15.2. And the first thing this person would do is go run or so number up to the operating and say, how come it's 15.2 when the operating is only 5,700? What are you doing with my money? And you'd have to remind the boss that you bought that equipment for 5,000 there. And the resulting higher cash flow is because you borrowed money again and you issued stock. So the cash flow statement breaks out operating, investing, financing. It's a tricky little report to learn to do, but you will do it. Cash flows. Where did we get our cash? How was the cash used? What was the change in the cash? And I'll tell you this. You will sometimes see a company on television or on the business news, or you see an article in the LA Times about a company that is showing huge profits, but horrible cash flows. Stay away from that kind of company because that's an inherent contradiction, okay? If you're hemorrhaging cash, I don't care what kind of profit you're showing, and it's probably a legitimate profit, but it's certainly not doing anything cash-wise for you. Interrelationship of the statements again. We did the balance sheet. Now we know what the cash is at the end of the month, and here it is. The cash changed by 15,200. Financial statements. Net income will result when revenues exceed expenses. Oh, I bet you wish that question would be on the test, huh? Which of the following statements is prepared at a specific point in time? We were just talking about the snapshot. That's the balance sheet. And here they're giving us some numbers and they're telling us to prepare an income statement. Well, an income statement only includes two things, revenues and expenses. We can ignore everything else. So they're messing with our heads a little bit. Here's the revenue, 17, right? Expenses. I see 9,000 for rent. I see 1,000 for insurance and 200 for supplies. And they're giving us a pretty good clue because they say it's in it. They're giving us the word expense. And that's how it's going to read in your letter And you're never going to have a trouble on identifying that that is an expense. So we have 17,000 minus 9 minus 1 minus 2, right? And there is our income statement. Simple as that, huh? Prepare another income statement and a retained earnings statement. Let's do this together briefly and we'll get out of here, okay? Again, you have 17,000. You have the 9,000 in rent. You have the 1,000 here. So it looks like the same numbers. And they're asking you to come up with the retained earnings. So let's see. Our retained earnings at the beginning of the year was 0. Our net income, though, this period was 6,800. 6,800. So this business grew from an equity component of 0 up to 6,800. And then they felt flush enough to issue dividends to the public to get the ending retained earnings balance. Retained earnings is a part of capital, okay? And for those of you who took 110, we were calling it stockholders' equity. Now we're calling it stockholders' equity or equity or net worth. And we're adding a new component of equity, which is retained earnings. Retained earnings is simply the account where you put the net income change every month less dividends. Now they want us to do the balance sheet. Well, here we go. We have the 6,200 retained earnings. Now we can just drop that into our balance sheet. And there we go. 6,200 assets equals liabilities plus equity. The annual report, I'm not gonna worry about this just yet. The annual report, very important. It has the financial statements, but a lot of analysis, a lot of notes. Yeah, we'll go over this and some other time. The annual report, components of the annual report. And at that point, I'm saying that this lesson is done. Okay, we've gone through it. Okay, let me just see something here. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any comments? Anything they want to say? I guess not, huh? What do you say we close the meeting? Anybody? Somebody tell me that the meeting is over, okay? Verbally.
I mean, I'm good. I'm gonna actually get
Okay.
back to actually reading, but this does give me a better understanding to actually see it visually. And
Yeah, hopefully this is a good introduction here.
yes, it is. I really
And then-
appreciate it.
Okay, hey, it was great to meet all of you. And I'm gonna turn the meeting off right now. And I guess I hope to see you guys on Wednesday, okay? Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Have a
Thank
good
you.
Bob, bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.